Well, I'm sorry to have to take extra measures, but as you can appreciate, a lot of things have been happening, which I'm very grieved about.
Hello. Tika.
Hello, Talib. कैसे हो आप? Sweetheart, can you switch on the lights?
Yeah, sure. Can you switch on like that?
Closer, come here. Do it.
तालिब, पहचाना?
हाँ पहचाना।
हाँ, हॉस्पिटल में देखा था ना? हॉस्पिटल में जब आप थे, तो मुलाकात हुई थी ना?
हाँ उनसे बात करो।
नहीं, मैं तो आपको देखने आया हूँ, इसलिए कि आपका कल अपॉइंटमेंट था ना, कल डॉक्टर डिक्सन से। डॉक्टर डिक्सन से कल आपका अपॉइंटमेंट था, तो आप नहीं आए थे, तो सोचा मैं जी नहीं, मैं उनसे बात कर लूंगा, लेकिन मैं आपकी हालचाल पूछने आया था कि आप कैसे हो?
अब ठीक, ये तो
आराम है, बेहतर हो पहले से बेहतर हो?
आगे से बेहतर है।
दवाइयाँ खा रहे हो?
हाँ तुझे खाते सच्चा तू पाँच हो।
आवाजें तो नहीं आती है ना? आवाज तो नहीं सुनाई देती है?
आवाज आती है।
आती है? क्या आती है?
आपकी आवाज आती है।
मेरी आवाज तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, आवाज आ रही है, लेकिन जब कोई भी बोल नहीं रहा होता है तो आवाज तो नहीं सुनाई देती है कोई, पहले जैसे आती थी। अभी तो मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ ना, तो मेरी आवाज आएगी आपको। जब आप अकेले बैठे होते हो, कोई भी बात नहीं कर रहा होता, तो फिर तो
आवाज आती है। वो धरती जा रहा हो, पीछे जा रहा हो, तेज से जा रहा हो, वापस जा रहा हो।
क्या मैं समझा नहीं, क्या बोल रहे हो?
Go back, ball or ball on.
He's saying he wants to go back home to his own country. He doesn't want to stay here any longer.
कहाँ है आपका कंट्री? कहाँ जाना चाहते हो? पाकिस्तान वापस? पाकिस्तान में कहाँ से हो आप? किस जगह से?
अफ्रीका से।
पाकिस्तान में किस जगह पे रहते हो?
आजाद कश्मीर।
आजाद कश्मीर से। खा पी रहे हो ठीक से? खाना खा रहे हो? पानी पी रहे हो?
पानी पीते पानी बहुत हो जाता है। पानी पीते बहुत पीते टू से
He's saying he's eating at this hygienic. Then obviously he's incontinent afterwards, so it's going in one and out the other. That's what he's saying.
और
अपने सौ कोई बात नहीं हो। आप कैसे?
मैं ठीक हूँ, मैं तो आपसे मिलने आया था।
आप कहते थे धातु में कोई खराबी है, उस वजह से धातु में आप कहते थे कोई तेरे में बात नहीं है।
आपकी दांत में?
आप ना सुना।
Did you mention that you have teeth problems?
Me?
Yeah.
मैंने बोला था।
नहीं, ये John here, Peter, you too much told that problem.
I think he's saying that I don't previous conversation you must have
पता
had.
नहीं, I don't know, मुझे याद नहीं है। हो सकता बात हुई। मेरे दांत में हो सकता है, I don't know, मुझे याद नहीं है।
Before you ask me, I don't spare you, I don't hate it. This time I said I ask you, I told sorry. Behind told that's good.
पापा पता क्या इनकी अंग्रेजी बोलने की नहीं जरूरत, अपनी जुबान समझने, अपनी जुबान में जबान है भैया। अच्छा
राइट हाथ में पास नहीं है, जो जवाब अभी दिया लो।
He says that previously he was saying that he's got some issues with his teeth, and you were telling him to brush his gums, and he couldn't give you an answer then. But he's telling you now, I can give you an answer now. I'm brushing my gums.
मुझे याद नहीं, बट अच्छी अगर याद है हुआ होगा, I don't know, conversation हुई होगी।
Yeah, he's got very good memory.
नींद सही से सो रहे हो? नींद आती है रात को? सोते हो ठीक से?
पापा अरे सैने ठीक हो?
सैने ठीक है।
Yeah, he sleeps okay.
He looks better as well.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight when he was
He's
in.
lost weight, yeah.
But now he's put it back on again now. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight while he was in there, but he's put on a lot of weight now. He's coming back to
Is
eating
he
well.
okay?
Yeah, he's okay. Sleeping fine, eating fine. Obviously, we still got the main issue, which is his constipation.
Oh, is he still constipated?
Yeah. I mean, we still have these bouts of constipation, and
Is he taking anything?
no, he's not been taking anything, and
Is it not been prescribed? Or?
yeah, it's not been prescribed to him, and but we're managing okay. But obviously he's still doubly incontinent. But the good thing is that whenever, like for example, today he woke up, he said, look, I need my chapad change. So, we change it straight away. We've got good facility here. It's all on the landing, so he just takes him to the shower room. We clean him up, put the pad on. So it's not much of an issue. But he was saying to me that, obviously it's a concern for him that he's having some problems, with his back passage, in the sense that obviously because of this constipation issue. So that's still there, and
Did he see his GP for that? Has he seen his GP?
well, since obviously we've had a lot of disagreements. Well, I've had a lot of disagreements, not with yourselves, but also with the GPs as well. And so we feel very reluctant. I feel very reluctant to take him to the GPs or get a deal.
I think you should take it.
Because it's been ongoing for
Because it
since
can be
the
dangerous.
early 2000s, I think.
Because this
So
incontinence.
No, it's not. It's not 2000.
He's got fecal incontinence as well, isn't it?
That's the one about double incontinence. Yes.
Yeah. So whether it's because of constipation, it's overflowing. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm so
I mean, if you're feeling reluctant to go to this GP, what about thinking about registering with another GP?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it makes no really difference. I mean, like I said, I'm experiencing a lot of problems in the GP, because ultimately it comes down to acting with good intentions. If people are acting with bad intentions, it doesn't matter. We recently changed the GP for my mum to a different GP, and I'm having the same problems. It's just that because of the safeguarding issues and stuff, people are saying things and doing things. So one thing that you can do for today is that if you can contact my brother's GP and tell him to prescribe some laxatives for him.
I think they might not want to prescribe something without seeing him.
They might want to refer him for further investigations.
Because I think it's important he gets checked out, just only medication, just to feel the tummy and everything, whether it's distended. आप जो है ना, आपका बाथरूम नहीं जा रहे हो ना रोज what do you say?
अरे बड़ा पेशाब नहीं ना, कब्जी हो गया ना, तो उसी गाला करी
हो गया ना, कब्ज
कब भी
खत्म हो गया। कब गए थे आप?
ठीक है, वो एक कागज कोई बात कर दिया करो।
थोड़ा सा फ्रूट ज्यादा खाओ, फ्रूट।
Yeah, I mean, obviously that is the main issue, but it's not since 2000. It's only since because the local authorities' involvement in 2013.
आप उर्दू अच्छी बोलते हैं।
उर्दू ही मेरी ज़बान है।
बाबा, ओ ना मनी ज़बानी उर्दू है तो अच्छी की तरह ना बोला।
मैं अंग्रेजी मोटी बोलता हूँ।
मोटी बोलता है, अरे अंग्रेजी मोटी बोलता हूँ।
मोटी अंग्रेजी।
नो, ये जो है ना कब्ज, ये दिखाना जरूरी है, डेंजरस हो सकता है, ठीक है? इसको डॉक्टर को जाके दिखाना, वो फील करेगा आपका जो है ना पेट वगैरह के वो टाइट तो नहीं है, फूल तो नहीं रहा है, ठीक है ना? ज्यादा दिन तक कॉन्स्टिपेशन रहने से डेंजरस हो सकता है। Does he not make home visits?
but yeah, like I said, आने ना मैं कब्जी जो लबों पे है ना, उन्हें पता है कि बंदे ना खतरा भी है, ठीक है? बंदे ने जिंदगी ना खतरा भी है, वह कब्जी पहुंच रहा है।
पानी पीना ज्यादा है, फल खाना है, ठीक है? वॉक नहीं करते, थोड़ा वॉक नहीं करते।
दवाई होते हैं, दवाई वो पानी में डाल के पीतो थोड़ा फिर
नहीं, दवाई तो सही है।
Yeah, give him some laxatives. Obviously we've got some laxatives from before.
थोड़ा सा चला भी करो ना आप, चलने से भी थोड़ा मूवमेंट से ना, हर वक्त लेटे रहने बैठे रहने से भी प्रॉब्लम होता है।
I think the problem with the laxative is because if he hasn't been seen for a while, because in his notes it indicates that the problem has been going on for a number of years.
Yeah,
if they haven't reviewed him, then again.
Well, I mean, this is not the case. This is probably not the case.
जी?
आप कैसे हैं?
How are you?
मैं ठीक हूँ. Thank you. शुक्रिया.
Will he not make a home visit, the GP?
Yeah, we'll make a home visit. It's not a problem. Like I said, the laxative is an issue, but it's not something that I can't manage. Okay, because obviously it's something that's been ongoing, something that we're aware of.
That, yeah.
And it's
but
something.
What you're saying, when was he last time checked out?
Well, he's not been checked out.
Obviously, he was in the hospital,
yes.
so we have checked him out.
Yeah, but it's not. I'm feeling very reluctant to engage the GP because of ongoing issues. Now, obviously, those ongoing issues are spillover from the ongoing issues I have with yourself. all right, with the care trust and the local authority. I mean, those are issues that are in hand, and there are, you know, remedies for that. I could take him to the GP. The GP can prescribe some laxatives. It's something that, you know, he's got incontinent pads. It's something that's manageable. Obviously, it's not a high priority. There are other higher priorities that we need to be dealing with, all right. And obviously, the nefarious actions that are taking in the background, obviously that's having an adverse effect on my ability to care for Talib. And I have explained this previously that, you know, obviously he does require 24-hour care, 7 days a week, which he is receiving, and he's receiving. I think you can ask him. You know, he's fully comfortable in the environment. There's literally very little more I can do for him. He's, you know, obviously I take him out every day. You know, as you may or may or not might not know, my mum's now in Oldham. Yeah, so obviously we're going to go visit her there. You know, so he gets regular drives. We have a car. We take him out. Sunny days, I take him to like parks and yeah. So it's been fully engaged. Obviously, there's no issues with regards to his social care needs. Obviously, the fundamental issues that we discussed in January, start of January, and are still there. You know, obviously, Talib feels very, very reluctant to speak. Because you lost your hair.
Like your hairstyle. Hairstyle is chest.
Huh? Same boat.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking that I know you've had these difficulties with the GP, but it's in his best interest to just get checked.
Look, I mean, if you're saying this, obviously I'm in a very, very vulnerable situation myself, number one, and number two is I feel very, very compromised. But having said that, my intentions were, because obviously this is what I feel. I feel that your senior managers, Nadia Khan, and you know all the senior people are looking to entrap me. And one of those things is, you know, if you just allow me to finish, since the last conversation we had, obviously them insisting this. But having said that, my intentions were obviously not to disengage services, and he has a right to services. So I'm thinking maybe next week I will take him to the GP, because in the background the GP's asked for all his blood tests, and you know you can ask him today. All right, he was very, very reluctant to give his blood, and I think this is the issue that we had initially.
He has been, even if he didn't have a blood test, because it's not too long ago he had the blood test.
Well, I mean, you're here today.
I would like him to get out checked, but mainly regards to his constipation.
Yeah, okay, well that's not an issue, I can facilitate that. But he's here today and you can ask him about his bloods, so you can ask him.
Blood GP के पास जाके कुछ blood निकलवाना है, blood check करने के लिए.
Blood check पहले दीजिए.
Blood है ना?
वो था दे
थोड़ा सा नहीं निकालना है blood, नहीं निकलवाना है.
नहीं निकलना तो
क्यों डर लगता है?
Or the other option, if the GP isn't ideal, we can do it at Horton Park Centre.
He doesn't want to give blood.
Or he doesn't want to give blood.
Papa?
वो सुई से दर्द होता है?
अरे इतने दर्द होता है इस जगह.
दर्द जब वो खून निकालते हैं.
नहीं लेते हैं ना तो सुई जो तेल लाने वाली वो साफ नहीं होती.
You're saying the needle's not clean.
Papa, ठीक है पापा, मैं कल मुझे ना तुसा इन्हें आखिर में जना खून देने जाने तारा हक है.
खून नहीं देने जाते.
तारा हक है.
इतना दिया.
Given that much.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, this is the situation. If you remember back in July time, he was saying that my concerns then were, and maybe you can look to address this, that he was sat here, if you remember, before you took him, and there were some issues regarding his diabetes. Now I wanted him to give blood. And remember the conversation, you recall, doctor, that I said no, he's he's not wanting to give blood. Now you've taken him then subsequently from here into hospital. There's no issue of diabetes.
That's what the time.
Yeah, so there's no issue of diabetes, is there?
Diabetes, पता नहीं मुझे तो. Diabetes पहले तो नहीं है ना?
No, he doesn't have diabetes. He spent some time with yourself in hospital. He doesn't have diabetes.
नहीं, उस वक्त तो नहीं था.
But
it wasn't there.
Okay, alright, that's fair enough, because obviously that was a concern for me. You've had his blood test. He doesn't obviously, it's an invasive procedure to give blood. He doesn't want to give blood, and I just want to clarify this. But coming back to the issue of his GP, coming back to the issue of his GP, I'm quite happy to take him to the GP, but obviously I feel very, very reluctant because, I'm working now blind. I've asked for information. and I'm not being given that information. And one of the stumbling blocks seems to be, his mental capacity. All right. And once again, we're here again today discussing the very same thing. And this is the very same conversation that I had with Nadia Khan back in 28th of March 2014. All right. We need to move forward with this because I can't do anything unless it's established that Talib has mental capacity, which he clearly does. All right. And, at that time, this is a very lengthy letter I've written to Mark Truin at the time, and it was in the presence of Nadia Khan when he had constipation issues and resulted in going in hospital. So he spent a period from February 2014 to March 2014 in hospital at BRI. At the time, there was your colleague Shaukat Ali involved, and Deepak Patel and Nadia Khan. And at that stage, I had made the allegation that if Talib comes back into my care, I'm going to kill him. Okay, I made those very clear allegations. They're noted everywhere. And then at that stage, I said I'm not going to take care of Talib. If he comes back, I refuse to take care of him. And if he comes back into my care, I'm going to kill him. Then a conversation was taken with Talib and the nurses there, and the Deepak and everybody else. And a mental capacity assessment was carried out, and it was determined that Talib does have the capacity to come where he wants to go, and he was discharged. So he was discharged on, I believe, 17th of March. All right, and clearly Talib didn't. But the reality is that it was felt that he had mental capacity. It was at that stage I said, okay, well, fair enough. If you're saying that Talib has capacity and he would like to give me his power of attorney, and these are the documents I got him to sign then. All right, in front of Nadia Khan, all right, your senior. And she refused to act as a witness, and neither did Deepak Patel. So when Talib came home, the housing association people came to check up on him, which is a bit bizarre because it should be the job of yourselves, not the housing association. But at that stage, I got him to sign the documents, okay? And then subsequently, prior to his mental health review tribunal in November last year, I once again got him to sign these documents. And I think, unless we get the situation resolved with, then we can't really move forward. Talib does have mental capacity. There's no denying that. Or do you feel that he lacks mental capacity? He stutters to himself and laughs, but he will engage you in a proper conversation. So unless we can have it written down that he has mental capacity, I can then move forward. But if you're considering, and the reality is that if you, i.e. the health authority and the local authority had acted as witnesses, then I probably wouldn't have even gone to prison. All right. So it's just a whole problem that just keeps on escalating. And I'll tell you now what's going to happen forward. This situation, I can sustain the situation indefinitely if I wanted to, because I'm a very resourceful individual. But every week that goes by is a week that Talib is losing out on support that he's entitled to. All right, and he's losing out on money that he's asked for. And other people are taking advantage, like his brother Adalat. Now he's got money, has capacity, he wants his own money. All right. Taking me out of the equation about whatever's happened with me and the local authority and the courts and everything else. Talib's fundamentally, he's still your client and he still has fundamental rights. Now, ultimately, as it stands today, as both the health authority and the local authority, he was receiving £410.70 in the community. This is the big argument that I had with Mark Truin, the budget holder at the time, that should still be allocated to him. If I was managing and I was mismanaging that, that's fair enough. I've gone to prison for that. But Talib was still entitled to that. But it just seems to me that money, where's that money gone? And I mentioned this last time to you. That was it stopped in March 2012. All right. July 2012. August 2012. Yeah, it stopped. That money you've just kept. And as a result of you keeping that money, Talib's quality of life is being really affected. What I would like to see Talib do is live more independently. If I had the money, if I had his money, I would get him the mobility scooter. All right, so he can go out when he wants to go out. He wants to watch Indian movies. I can't do anything. My hands are tied because at the same time you're saying that he officially lacks mental capacity. Therefore, you want to take charge of his finances. But he has the mental capacity for me to care for him, and I made that quite clear. I don't work for free. Nobody works for free. That's just not ridiculous. जी बाबा. हाँ मेरी जैकेट कहाँ है?
यही लोग तोड़ना ला दे मेरे ख्याल से तोड़ना और फिर फाइट हो जाएगी फिर मैं ला देगा.
He told, and we mentioned this before, when he was in hospital, the care worker forced him to take his jacket off, and he said, I don't want to take my jacket off, my brother's bought me a new jacket, and the care worker forced him to take the jacket off, And then when he's giving it to a wash, he goes, it doesn't need washing, it's a new jacket, I don't want to wash it. He goes, no, you have to take it off, otherwise I'm going to beat you up. So he's taken off his jacket and then it's gone missing.
Which
Now,
care worker was that?
Hussein, we lodged it.
On this admission last
Yeah,
time?
we've lodged it as a complaint. You with the hospital. Is it not in his notes? The hospital have recognised it as a formal complaint and said we'll compensate you for the money. But that's no good. You know, this is an absolute nightmare. Him going in there with loads of problems, and it's not acceptable. The guy's still traumatised. Now, if my brother, just for 1 second, if it was your brother and he said that to you, would you not lodge a complaint? I have to act on his concerns. He's told me that several times, and I've had to lodge that as a formal complaint. It's been acknowledged. You said we've lost it, and we'll pay you for it. But it's still a grievance for Talib, you see. Now moving forward, look, Talib has capacity, and we would. Masluka, they give him my back, Masluka.
What do you think?
He's saying he wants his jacket back.
Oh. Did you make a complaint?
Yes, I lodged it. Yeah, a lot of complaints.
Did they respond?
Yes, they responded. They said we acknowledge that your jacket's gone missing, and we'll compensate you for the money.
Just get in touch.
Well,
Have
no,
they compensated you?
we've not proceeded any further. Well, no.
I suppose in response to that, I suppose it is a case of like, we've got this letter to say you're going to compensate. We've not received anything.
I'm sorry, it's not the point, is it? I mean, the fact that I'm gonna have to go through all this trouble, all right, to get his jacket back for him, or get money for his jacket. He's got further problems to deal with now. All right, he's had his money stolen. He's got no access to his benefits. I think that's a higher priority than me pursuing a jacket. And obviously, I have lodged formal complaints, and I have got invoiced the local authority, the care trust, for the actions that you've taken. But the reality is, this a far more pressing matter. He's got no access to his benefit money. All right. And this whole gobbledygook about Adalat being in charge and the local authority being in charge. In between this interim period, Talib to this day has no access to his money. And now he's complaining to me.
The bank card, have you tried withdrawing money from that?
Look, irrelevant, okay?
No, I mean, have you tried withdrawing money from that?
I don't even know what the PIN number is anymore.
You haven't withdrawn money from that?
We've not withdrawn money from that. But the last time...
Since you got it?
We did initially withdraw some money, but then what Adalat's done is he's gone and taken all the money out and put like £100 in, so we can take out £50 a week or something.
So when last did you withdraw from that account?
Look, let me explain something.
No, because Shazad, you're saying he doesn't have access to his funds, and I'm just trying to ascertain, because I'll need to write the notes to say he hasn't withdrawn any money, and I need to
that's right.
challenge.
I think the last time we had a conversation, from then onwards. Right. Do you remember coming here last time, several months ago? All right.
So it would be around Feb when we came.
Yeah,
February.
February time, yes. And initially he gave the card. There was some money that we withdrew some money, yes. But then what he did was, I think after the conversation that you said you had a word with Talib, we were going to have a word with him. As soon as you had a word with him, he's withdrawn all the money, all right, and then it's put like £50 a week in or something. All right, but what you need.
But then you haven't withdrawn £50.
No, we've not withdrawn it because the reality is that the law says that he's entitled to a set amount of money. Right, yes, right. If he's not getting that amount of money, we're not going to take any money. It's a bit like for me to say your wage check should come into my bank account and then I'll give you a bit of it. But we don't accept that. We're not accepting that.
Is it you or him who's not accepting that?
We. Okay, no, I'll explain to you.
Yeah, but it's his money, and you supporting him. So is it you or him? Because it can't be we. Because if he's got the money, then being deposited there, it's an issue with Adalat saying that look, you're depositing money, but it's not sufficient enough. But the money is going in there.
Let me explain something. I've advised my brother. All right, this is what you're being screwed over. All right. These people are trying to screw you over. And I've advised him that, number one, that the law says that he's entitled to a certain amount of money a week. You don't decide that. You don't say, well, I think Talib's entitled to £50 a week. All right? Adalat doesn't get to decide that.
Well, he's got the powers to
decide that. He doesn't get that's what the law says he's entitled to. Yes? Just hold on 1 second.
Let me just explain.
Okay.
The power of appointeeship gives him the power to do that. So it overrides that power that you're talking about.
All right. Let me just explain something to you. I am fully averse in this field. All right. If Talib is not receiving that money, all right, he could end up going to prison. That's what you've accused me of. Alright? That's exactly what
We
Adalat.
didn't accuse you of anything.
When I say you, who am I referring to?
I'm not sure.
When I say you, I mean you're the organisation.
Right, okay.
Okay, Bradford District, Bradford Council. Okay. Now the reality today is that everybody's entitled to a certain amount of what the law says that you're entitled to. Now, if it is the case that he's entitled to that money, who's made that decision that you get £50? Alright, and that's an unlawful decision. Alright, number one. And number two is that the reality is that irrespective if Talib has capacity, there's no need for there to be anybody else, third parties there. If Talib has mental capacity,
Right.
then it's a bit like saying I'm going to give you the example. I know you're trying to say something, but just 1 second, please. It's a bit like now you're working, you get paid, your money comes to me because I've got your power of attorney, all right, and I give you, and you have to beg me for money, and we're going to give you something. That's degrading, and I've mentioned this to you before. It's your money. It's similarly Talib's money. If you're saying what is Talib's view? Talib says, give me all my money. Alright, we're not going to chicken feed you, alright? He doesn't need chicken feeding, he needs access to all his money. He's then delegated that power to me, just like you're saying that Adalat has that power. Who's given him that power?
That power has been delegated when you were the appointeeship when you were convicted.
No.
I think appointeeship has given him that power because they've seen some concerns and they felt that he couldn't manage his money.
No, this is incorrect. Once again, I'm going to give you the facts. You can give me your version of events. For example, when I was both Talib's appointee, when you're talking about appointee, you're talking about Department of Work and Pensions appointee, yes? Department of Work and
Adalat is the
just
appointee as far as I'm aware.
hold on. Just hold on. When you're talking about the term appointee, let me clarify. You're talking about DWP appointee, yes?
Well, that's too technical for me. I know that it's been asked to manage.
I think it will be appointee for his finances.
For his finances.
See, this is where you confused.
I don't know. I'm just trying to listen. I'm just trying to explain.
All right.
It will be a financial. He will be looking after his finances, whether it comes from DWP or where.
No. I think you're getting confused with the term appointee and deputy. All right, they're two distinct things. An appointee is something that you can write to the DWP, like the Department of Work and Pensions says, I want to be this person's appointee. That's one point, and then you manage the benefit money. The second thing is a deputy, which is a far more powerful thing because that's being ordered by the courts. Now, Adalat is first of all, he's managed to get Talib's appointeeship before the deputyship when I was in prison. This was an unlawful act because he can't be an appointee without my permission. Because I was the appointee, all right?
But then that's in the
So
court.
are you saying that Adalat is a deputy as well as an appointee?
Yes, now he is, yes.
But then that's a process that needs to be challenged in the
I
court.
know, but I can't.
We have not appointed him, isn't it?
I know, but you, but look,
One.
use it again.
One at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
All right. Yeah. So how we can move forward is the fact that you can today acknowledge that Talib has mental capacity. Right, witness him sign the same documents that he signed it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Okay, then at least because did you see my email that I sent recently? The local authority are refusing to give me his data because they're saying we challenge that he doesn't have mental capacity. You've read that email, yes?
I've read that email.
Yes, you've read that email as well. I've included you. Yes. So
Yeah,
I can't move forward.
They're not saying that he doesn't have.
They're saying that we do. Yeah,
They're not saying that.
Oh, what do they say? What
he
do they say?
doesn't have. They're saying that we haven't been able to establish. I think that's. They're not saying that he doesn't have. They're not making that categorical.
And what did you?
That's how I read it.
Did you read my reply?
I read your reply.
Yes. And my reply said that we don't have to prove something to you. Right? What evidence do you have that he lacks mental capacity? Number one. And number two is the principle of the Mental Capacity Act 2005 states there's a principle that a person has capacity.
I suppose one thing you can do, I'm sure you can get an independent capacity assessment done.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because if I think for your own good, if you're challenging the process about other people that are doing assessments, it's also a good idea.
The doctor's here today.
Your
The doctor's here today. He can make that a judgment. My brother. Tell me if I repay. No, I'll tell you why we won't go independent. Because first of all, it costs around about £800. Okay, there's a cost associated with it. We don't have the means for the cost. All right, and the reality is that I deal with this as you can appreciate in a lot of my time dealing with the deputyship, court of protection. I have been doing this, and I don't know if you know that I've had another brother similar to Talib, Nazim Hussain. Have I mentioned him before to you? I've had another brother, his name is Nazim Hussain, very, very similar to Talib, alright, who died and for whom I was a court-appointed deputy. I was a deputy before the new organization of the Office of the Public Guardian came into force. See, I've been a deputy for him for since 2007. I've dealt extensively with the Department of Work and Pension, so I know exactly what needs to happen. But the first thing is that you need to establish that Talib has capacity. All right. Now, this whole argument stems from the same argument that we've had at his discharge meetings, and I've had it recorded down that you say, look, Talib has mental capacity.
In relation to making decisions around where he wants to live.
No. Once again, like I said, you're re-representing the capacity. The very first principle is that it should be assumed that somebody has capacity.
Yeah, but it's decision specific.
No, it's not.
Right. If you go back to your recordings, I'm sure you'll be able to find the information that we.
I've got a good recording here.
No, it would have been made.
Okay, well, let's make a decision.
Made aware that it's decision specific.
Okay, let's make.
You might have a good
let's make a decision specific. Yeah. He's going to sign this document in front of you guys today. All right. You can have a read of it. You can explain it to him. If you understand it's decision specific,
it's not you saying it's decision specific. It has to be you saying, I need this capacity assessed regarding A, and then that's done for A, and then it's said that it's got capacity around A, but it doesn't mean that with everything it's got capacity.
And we've had this conversation before. I'm not going to repeat a conversation that the doctor was there, Dr. Rashmi Dixon was there. I've once again looked to challenge you, like you don't go.
Got your recordings?
Yeah, well, I've got a good memory as well.
I would say rely on the recordings.
No.
Be more specific.
Okay, well let's be specific, and this is where I left the doctor. I said, all right, doctor, let's be specific. If you want me to tell me that way, we're coming back next week. All right, and we would like you to make a capacity assessment. That does Talib have the capacity to give me his lasting power of attorney? All right, and then the following week she refused. All right, saying I don't even remember that. But so similarly, it doesn't make no difference. I deal with this as long as Talib knows who he is. All right, he has memory. He can identify who you are. He can make decisions for himself. He has inabilities. Those inabilities do not mean that he lacks mental capacity. Mental capacity has to be an underlying condition. I told you, if my brother had dementia, that would be an underlying condition. And you say, like, he's got dementia. That's a debilitating condition. His condition is not debilitating mentally, cognitively, is it? Tell me today, what is his debilitating cognitive illness? He doesn't have a debilitating cognitive illness, does he?
He doesn't have dementia, I agree with that.
Dementia is a debilitating cognitive illness.
Even people with dementia can have capacity for certain things.
Exactly.
So it doesn't mean that...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why you have it decision specific.
That's
you say,
right,
you make
specific, yes.
the first question is that this person has cognitive disability, which is
not
dementia.
Necessarily.
Let me explain. There has to be. So this person has dementia. You don't say, all right, he's got dementia. He doesn't have any ability.
No.
That's it. So, but you have an underlying condition, which is a cognitive debilitating condition. Maybe it's debilitated to such a stage where they cannot make that decision. But moving forward, if you recognize that there's a dementia underlying condition,
not necessarily. What I'm trying to say is that even people, when they're severely depressed, they might not have the capacity to make certain decisions.
Depression.
And then when they recover, then they get back the capacity.
Depression.
No, I'm just trying to explain you. When you
it's not a cognitive debilitating.
No, but then even people who are severely depressed, severely depressed at the time, they might not have the capacity to. Sometimes people don't have the capacity. Yeah? People are very depressed and they might be refusing some form of treatment. Then you go and assess the capacity, whether they have got the capacity to refuse that treatment. That's what I'm trying to explain. It doesn't necessarily need a cognitive impairment. And with schizophrenia or with psychotic illness, you can have cognitive impairment as well.
Alright, but does Talib have...
that is a different... I'm just trying to...
look, I disagree with you in this regard.
Yeah, you might disagree.
Because ultimately you're looking to take somebody's liberty away. In order for me...
No, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to explain you what you were saying.
And I'm explaining to you, in order for me to take your liberty away, I put you into prison. Alright? You have to go through this whole process. Alright, to prove that you're a criminal, you've done something wrong. So in order to take your liberty away, you have to go through this whole very complicated process. one way to deny you your liberty. Just remember, the second way to deny you your liberty is for a doctor to say that you're a danger to yourself. It's a very serious issue to deny somebody's liberty. All right. And if you've taken Talib's liberty away from him, this is a very serious issue, and it has to be justified under through a legal framework.
Why don't you challenge that decision?
I cannot challenge that decision unless you recognize it will make my life easier.
But why don't you start the process first? Then the capacity assessment will come.
I am telling you today. Look,
if you are not happy for Adalat to be the deputy or whatever, and you feel that and if you want to challenge that, why don't you challenge it?
Excuse me, I am looking to challenge it because it's not in Talib's best interest, and who's stopping me is you.
No, me. I'm not involved.
Because if you're challenging it, even if you've got evidence, the court will appoint their own person to do independent assessment.
They can do their capacity.
And they will say,
no.
And then
I've run that. Look, you're telling me what things I need to do when I'm telling you these are the things I need to do, and then you say,
I'm not.
Look, today
it's
all
nothing to do with me.
Of course it is.
No, deputy, and I have not appointed anyone, and neither I deal with finances. I deal with mental illness, and that's my job.
All right, Dr. Shimun Sami, with all due respect, when was the first time you came here?
Before admission, I think.
Yes.
Or maybe slightly couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks.
No.
Around that time,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
And when you came, and I had cancelled an appointment with yourself, and you said no, we would still like to come down, and I said yes, you can come down. When you first came here into our house, it was an appointment where you stood outside. Remember, for a long period you stood outside. Do you remember?
Go on,
yes.
I will remember.
Yes.
You tell me the whole thing.
You stood outside with your colleagues, and the reason that you stood outside because the court protection people were here.
Oh, that was when he was. But first time I came before that, if you remember.
No.
First time I came for the visit.
We didn't open the door.
No. I've seen him here, isn't it? Before admission. Do you remember?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Yeah. So that wasn't
Dr.
that
Sami,
time.
Dr. Sami, you came here first with your colleagues.
I came with Sanjeev, I think.
Yes. You came here with your colleagues, and you knocked on the door, and we didn't answer the door, so you had to go away.
Oh yes, and then we posted a letter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then you came the following week.
Yes.
All right. And when you came the following week,
So were you inside then?
We were not inside. No, I didn't even know whether you were coming.
No, you said we didn't open the door. That's why.
Because you said that nobody opened the door, so we didn't open the door. So you didn't know that we were. You came without an appointment. So you came. You couldn't get access. So
I remember.
Yeah,
now.
yes.
Yes.
Then you left. All right, and you made an appointment. So I actually didn't even receive the notice. All right. The first time I received that you had come down, you wanted to see Talib, because do you remember I made a YouTube video of Talib, all right, suffering, and I had posted that to everybody. I had posted at the Court of Protection, and so when you first came down here, the Court of Protection officer came, and Adalat was here. So, this is all to do with Court of Protection, Adalat and everything else. Those were the circumstances then. And if you remember in the telephone conversation I had with you, I said, I feel disappointed that, a professional like yourself had to wait outside for such a long time. It was not acceptable because, not unbeknown to me, the Court of Protection people, when they came down, I didn't know they were coming down. So we felt, aggrieved at this. But the bottom line is, you cannot look, I can't say, well, Mr. Funga here lacks mental capacity in order to get one over on it. It's not going to happen, is it? I can't do that with Bali. I can't say, in order for me to steal your money in your house and say, oh, you don't have mental capacity, get my friends that are doctors and make that. Because you have mental capacity. At some stage you can say, well, I know who I am. Similarly, what you're trying to do is Talib has mental capacity.
Shazad, can I just say something? You're asking the professionals that do those assessments to do something. They're telling you what the process is, and you're disputing that. This is what's happening.
What I'm saying is that I'm not going to do any capacity assessment now.
Well, you don't need to do a capacity assessment. All I'm asking
what
you to...
I'm saying is that if you're not happy with certain decision, just go and appeal against that decision.
Listen,
then he will have a new capacity assessment.
The point is that you're saying he needs a capacity assessment. Our argument, he doesn't need a capacity assessment.
To begin with.
Why does he need a capacity assessment? Just hold on a second. Because you're first of all, rephrase something. Sorry, go ahead.
That document was signed when he was detained. Right. Okay? Wasn't it?
Right. This document here?
Yeah. He was detained under the Mental Health Act.
Yes.
If legally you are quite, you're quite knowledgeable around that. You've got, what's the validity of that? If someone is signing a document when they're detained and staff are there, they're saying that they're supervising your contacts. Solicitors that had that were saying that that document is invalid. In the tribunal, they were saying it's invalid because he was under detention of the Mental Health Act and people were concerned about his welfare then. So one, to begin with, we've got to think about the validity of that document.
Just hold on a second. I'm glad you brought this. This is what you've told me now, right now. It's the first time I've heard this.
Right.
There's
The staff that were there, they asked you, you refused to tell them what it was about, I understand. When they signed that document.
No, it was signed in front of you. I think you're once again confusing the matter. What happened was that I signed this. I got this Talib to sign this document several times. All right, prior to the tribunal. At the tribunal, we don't even know what's happened at the tribunal because this document was not submitted to the tribunal. So how could they make a decision? Hold on. How could they make a decision about a document that I never submitted?
No, because it's part of the evidence. Because they were saying
I never submitted a document.
It's not about. We had to write that because it had been documented in the notes that you had made him sign documents. Supervising and they were saying they weren't able to see the documents because you didn't show them. So we had to put that in the report.
Yes.
The solicitor raised the issue. His solicitor, not us.
It's not his solicitor. It's not his solicitor.
It was a solicitor representative.
I'm sorry. Like I said, we're going off topic here, but
no, I'm just saying that this is. So again, to say that this is the document you need witnesses for, the validity of it is already in question.
Let me explain. All right. In order for, under normal circumstances, let's just say, for example, that we remove all the circumstances. Let's say, for example, I wanted your power of attorney, all right? Your health and well-being power of attorney and your financial power of attorney, all right? Argument's sake, all right? And let's say for whatever reason you want to hand me that power of attorney, do you accept that you can do that? Do you accept that you can do that?
I have to be in a good frame of mind. Sound mind.
Yeah. But let's say you trust me.
No, I have to be in a sound mind, and the witness have to bear to say that he was in a sound mind. Given that he was in hospital, detained.
Just move that to one side. I'm going to tell you the process now. In order for you to hand me power of attorney, I need one certificate provider. You know who a certificate provider is?
No.
I'll tell you. Anybody that knows you. So anybody that knows you for 2 years, it could be your wife, it could be even be Bali here, right? Is a certificate provider. All you need to do then is, I can print off the documents, okay? It takes me less than 5 minutes to fill the form in. All you need to do is sign it, okay? Bali needs to witness it. That's it. It then costs £40 for me to register your power of attorney for your financial affairs and £40 for me to register your power of attorney for health and well-being. That's all it costs. £80. A colleague that knows you for 2 years, or somebody knows you for 2 years, and you can sign your power of attorney to me. Now, once it takes about 3 months for that to be processed. Once that's processed, I can then use that power of attorney or not. That's my choice. Because, just hold on, so should it be the case that later on, let's say in a year's time, you have a car accident, alright? And you have a very serious car accident, and the doctors are saying, well, we don't know, should we take him off life support? I can then make that decision at that time because you have to have capacity in order to give power of attorney. Now, if your argument is that he doesn't have capacity and therefore we need to carry
the argument isn't around capacity. I'm saying the legality of that.
This is a perfectly legal document.
Given that it was signed when he was detained in hospital under the Mental Health Act.
Yeah. I carried out capacity.
Did he have his mind? Was it of sound judgment?
Okay,
so those issues, I think those are the issues that they raised. So we won't be able to be party and
so what about this document they signed?
Right.
Alright, this document was signed, I told you, in April 2014, when Nadia Khan accepted that he has sound of mind.
So if you've got that, then what's the problem? Use that then.
Look, try to understand this. I have all the documents. Yeah. I have Talib with capacity. Yeah. All right. There's not a problem here. Yeah. The problem lies because you choose not to accept it. All right. If you're going to say we don't accept something,
we don't have to accept that.
No, but I'm going to the court. The legal.
This will go to the court. We don't have to accept it.
Okay, listen.
If you want to challenge his appointeeship, you need to go through the court.
And you've got all the evidence, then you just need to submit it.
And then they will tell you need to do this, you need to do this.
No, I'm not going to go to the court because you're railroading me to...
Even if you challenge to us, there's no point. We are not going to go to the court and say that Shahzad was challenging this, So please, can you take it off?
I'm not asking you to
That's
do this.
what I'm
I think
saying.
once again you're convoluting. I want Talib's data.
Yeah.
All right.
What
All
data?
right. All his medical records.
Yeah, you can apply for that.
All right, and you have refused me.
No, I have not refused me. You will have to go through medical records. It's nothing to do with me.
Just hold on a second.
Nothing to do with us.
Yeah, no, it's got.
You need to write. There is a form. If you want some.
Dr. White,
I'm sure you know the process.
He's done it, yes.
Hold on.
Why are you telling me
I'm
that?
telling you this simply because I filed the form in for Talib. All right, I sent it to the council. They're saying he doesn't have. We don't think he has capacity.
Okay.
That's forget the point issue about. Let the courts out. Forget that.
Council for what? What did you send there? Sorry.
Why don't you explain? Because I'm getting frustrated.
No, the council,
Trust data.
the trust data is accessing his records.
Yeah.
They felt that they don't believe that
He has the capacity.
he is consenting to that.
This information.
So therefore they're not able to share, and they've advised
At
you to
this
go to
stage.
the ICO.
Yeah.
Well, it's ICU is irrelevant. Talib,
But the thing is, it's again, it goes back to when we were saying earlier on when in our visits that kind of stuff, that level of stuff is beyond out of our control.
Because what is not
which is why we've said to you, this is the process which you've done. You've gone through the process to access the data, and you've gone through wherever relevant people, and they've now advised you further what they can do, what they can't do.
What's the point of me going to ICO? All right, what's the ICO going to say? That's just a red herring.
They will determine whether your request is valid, and if it's valid, and then they can act up and direct the city.
Once again, let me explain to you that ICO is just another red herring. I'm not going to have a discussion with you. You read the email. Why have they brought the issue of his capacity up? See, what's ultimately happening is saying because Talib has mental health problems, therefore his mental capacity is questionable.
But it might actually go in your favour if you do go to the ICO, like Fungi said, they might direct and say, actually,
Excuse me, who's going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for this? And what about the time? First of all, forget about.
If you're going to challenge something, I think you'll have to bear that you need to pay some cost.
Excuse me,
Okay.
hold on a second. I don't have to pay any cost.
Then you're not going to get the results then.
You've stolen his money.
To send an email to the ICO.
Once again, I'm sorry if I come across as getting frustrated.
No, we can see you getting frustrated.
And I'm getting
because
frustrated.
You're not getting the answers
No. You're telling me to do something. Like you keep on telling me, go to the pals. I've gone through the pals and it's very infuriating. You know how many emails I've sent to the ICO? Do you know how many people have advised me to go to the ICO? Do you know how? Do you know who the director of the ICO is? I've written to the Elizabeth Denning, who's the ICO chief executive. Yeah. I have a relationship with everybody.
What have they responded?
I'm not going to discuss those.
What have they advised you to do? You don't have to discuss them.
Those are red herrings. What can you do today?
We can't do anything.
Okay, alright. About 10. ठीक है assign कर तो इन्होंने सब assign कर तो इन्हें की जान दियो ठीक है because I'm telling you now
we're not going to be witness
why not
for this.
Why not Why not
you have contacted pals. Whoever you have contacted, if they have not queried or whatever your query was have not answered, what's the point of you telling all this to us? We can't do anything about it.
Look, let me explain to you, and I'm going to try to make it as clear as I can.
Yeah.
When Talib was discharged from hospital...
What is your... Listen. First of all, what do you want? I'm not even sure because you keep changing.
No, I don't change.
What is your main aim? What do you want? That's what I don't understand. You keep changing from them. You go to records, you go to this. What do you actually are not happy with?
All I want you to do today, read this to Talib.
No, forget.
No, what do you mean forget about it?
What are you not happy with? That's what I want to know. Are you not happy with Adalat being the appointee? That's what you're not happy with, isn't
There's
it?
1,001 things I'm not happy with, yes?
So we can't do...
I know, so okay, well, but one thing you can do is Talib is looking to give me his power of attorney.
That's fine.
No, just hold on, let me explain to you.
Yeah.
He is trying to give me his power of attorney.
For what?
For everything.
Everything,
yes. Okay. That's what he's trying to do.
Okay.
Fungi, if he chooses to give me his power of attorney for everything... No, just hold on, let me finish. If he has a right to do that. Bali can do that.
Yeah.
If you say to me, I give you my full power of attorney...
At the time if I have the capacity.
See, why are you bringing capacity into it for it?
Yeah.
So does Talib have capacity today?
You've
I don't
mentioned.
know, because you're asking power attorney for 10, 12 things. so
You've
you have
mentioned
to-
something. One of
Listen, let me explain something once again. There is general power of attorney and specific power of attorney.
Okay.
Alright? When you can say to me, Shazad, you're going to Pakistan, deal with my property. That's a specific power of attorney.
Yes.
It doesn't mean I can go to your bank account and take your money.
No.
There's another power of attorney which is a general power of attorney. A general power of attorney means you can I can act on your behalf on anything.
Okay.
Yes? Talib is trying to give me his general power of attorney.
Okay.
Alright? He has tried to give me his general power of attorney in front of Nadia Khan in 2014. He's tried to give me his general power of attorney in November last year.
Okay.
Today, you can ask him, he's giving me his general power of attorney.
question then.
See, why question?
If,
Why
no,
question?
no. If one gives that power, has he withdrawn it at any point?
Sorry?
He's given you power in 2014. Did he withdraw it?
No.
So why do you still have that?
you
still
Why
have
do you
that.
I
have
do
it?
have that, yes. But once I have something,
No, you've got
yeah,
it.
yes, just hold on. Of course, that's a legally binding document. But if you choose not to accept it, because, just hold on a second, my mother has given me her power of attorney. I followed all the procedures. I registered with the Office of the Public Guardian, with the Court of Protection, and today you're challenging it. See, you see, I can present, no, just hold on a second. I can present you £20 today, and I can say, here's £5. If you choose not to acknowledge it, that's the problem. It's not the fact that Talib's signing it, it's that you're refusing to acknowledge it. It doesn't matter, he can sign a free proposal contract. He's here today, he has capacity, and he's telling you, I am giving my power of attorney to my brother. Papa, मैं इन्हें बहस लाई भी पता ही नहीं आए ये उठे नहीं बेन में तुका ठीक है उठे नहीं बेन में तुका मैं ना ये तारा डॉक्टर है ना ठीक है ये तारे बंदे ने था मैं आना भाई तालब कोशिश करी रिया है भाई अपनी वाली वारसी नहीं जाना चाहना है ठीक है भाई मैं तारी देखभाल करा तारे पैसे नहीं लुक आफ्टर करा तारे ना इन्हें ना बहस ला तू अपनी अथॉरिटी नहीं जाना है ठीक है ये आने नहीं सी होश को नहीं तो नहीं दे सकना ठीक है सब कुछ समझे ना तो तुम अपनी थाटी जमी दे रहे हैं तो सहन करने से तैयार है तो इस शहादत बनने के लिए तैयार है
So would it not be beneficial to do it in front of a solicitor?
I don't think that's that easy. I don't know. Sorry.
You don't think it's that easy?
I'm not challenging you.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
doing anything.
Okay,
just
but let
listen
me.
to- I don't think that is so easy that you can sit in one room and say that okay, he's giving me power of attorney. You sign it, and then you're. So is it
Yes,
that easy?
yes.
I say now in
Yes.
front of these two
Yes.
people that you are power attorney for
Yes,
me.
yes.
And then you become a power
Yes.
attorney. I don't think so. That's.
Listen,
In my opinion, I thought it needs to be in front of a solicitor,
I
a
don't
legal,
See, alright, just hold on, hold on,
stamped
hold on, I just hold on.
legal
Let me-
document.
Otherwise, anybody can be
Yes,
exploited.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
This is, I think we've hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah.
You don't believe that it should be that simple.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay, all
No,
right.
I don't
You don't
believe
believe
that
it?
sitting in
You
one
don't
room
believe it?
with three family members, obviously threatening somebody and saying that you are
Shazad,
giving
Yes,
power
Shazad,
attorney.
I
yes.
think in your case.
No, just hold on, one second, please, I'm sorry. I think we've hit
If
it.
that's easy,
That's how
then
easy it is.
I'm not in agreement with that.
Okay, well then you need to speak to the politicians.
That's fine.
That's it. But let me explain something to you, and I advise you to go and read this.
I will read it.
Okay,
I will read tonight.
But alright, you please read this.
I will read it tonight.
Because that's all it takes.
Yeah.
Alright?
No, I don't
Yes,
think-
I thought it needed to be in
Yeah,
a
I-
legal binding
No,
of a
no,
solicitor
no,
to
no.
stamp
There
it,
should be a stamp paper as well.
with
Nothing.
and a stamp
Let me
from a
explain.
solicitor to
This is
say,
the
I
stamp.
have,
This is the
solicitor
stamp.
to say, I have
The
witnessed,
signature.
I have witnessed.
No, you
that
might
this
be right.
solicitor-
I'm not
I'm right.
challenging you.
That's,
I'm
in
not
my
challenging-
I
opinion,
know.
that's what
This is
I
the
believe
this is
to
the
be.
Yeah.
this is the
I-
problem. This is the problem. Now, I'm glad we're making some progress now because you have your own personal opinion. Like for example, when I was going into recording sessions and stuff, you believe that you can't be recording without your permission, right? That's
Yeah,
once
that's
again.
what
No, I don't
Initially
think anybody
called.
said that.
No. Most people believe
No,
that.
I think we said that you can't post our pictures on YouTube
That's correct.
without our consent.
No. Now you're telling me this.
No. I have never told you that you can't record. When did I say?
think-
Oh, no.
When I
I think please.
Right, we're going off.
Yeah, we're just going off topic. We're going off topic.
Power attorney is not my field, so I don't know.
But it's my field.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just as you don't know about medicine.
I don't know about
Yeah,
medicine. Yes.
Just as I don't know about
Okay.
your
Yes.
field.
Oh, this is my field.
So it's
Okay.
So you can
And I'm
understand
explaining-
our reluctance to sign such documents if we're not
To
legally
be witness
to
to that.
be witness
If we're not
to
having
that.
awareness of what it's actually
I know.
about.
Okay, well that's fair enough. You can go and research this, but it's adversely affecting my brother. Anybody can give power of attorney to anybody, all right, as long as it's witnessed by somebody, and that somebody can be anybody. The
It
reason
doesn't
why
have to be a solicitor or a legal person.
No, it doesn't. It
So
doesn't.
apart from us professionals, I'm sure you know Talib knows a lot of people. Why aren't you getting them to sign?
I can get anybody to sign it.
So
Okay.
why
I'm asking us
Why I'm asking you to sign it and witness it, because it has validity in your eyes. Because
No.
If
it's
It
valid,
says
then
power
it-
of attorney
I think that's
given
where
to
we
you
yeah.
whether he signs house in name of you
Yes.
or signs the car or
Yes,
signs
yes.
the
If
bungalow.
it's a legal
It's
binding
nothing to do
document,
with us.
It doesn't
it
need
doesn't
to.
make a
Let me
difference.
explain.
to
Let me.
us.
If that's easy, then just
It
get
is
one
that
of your
easy.
family
Let me
members
explain
and
something
get
to you,
him
sir. Let
signed.
me explain
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You know, in this country, all right, a person's handshake is legally binding.
Yes, I understand
You
the
understand
verbal
that?
contract.
A
Yeah,
verbal
yeah,
contract,
yeah.
so legal binding.
Yeah.
But
Now,
that
no,
is such-
no.
Yeah.
For example, when you get married to somebody, you've heard of a prenuptial agreement.
Yeah.
All right? A prenuptial agreement doesn't have to be written down. People choose to write. You know, the reason that you have it written down is so afterwards you can't change your mind. Because nobody's witnessing it. Let's say you and I come to an agreement today, and I say, look, we've shaken it. Afterwards, you can change your mind. I've got no evidence to stop you going back to it. What is legally binding is simply somebody coming to an agreement saying a handshake is legally binding. The reason that we write things down and have them witness and sign, because afterwards I can't challenge what's written down in black and white.
Evidence.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Unless
the only
it's
reason.
true.
That's the
Unless
reason.
until that is done, it's not legally binding.
Yeah.
Pardon?
So
No.
what we're saying is that
I can say something and just back off, isn't it?
No, it's still legally binding.
Yeah.
But the problem then arises that then it becomes contested. Alright?
Yeah.
And this is
If it's not written down on
Yeah.
black and white, then
It's
you
cons-
can't challenge it.
Yes,
Or
it's
it's
recorded.
that's it.
Nobody
Challenge
can
it.
challenge
Yeah, that's
it.
right.
It's by word of mouth.
Yes. So
Yeah.
similarly, when two people get married and a nakah doesn't have to be written down. You know, nakah,
Yeah,
marriage
yeah.
contract, it doesn't have to be written down.
No, it has to be written down. It has to be written down.
In the eyes of God, you don't write anything down.
No,
yes?
it's nothing.
But
No. I come and say, this woman, I am married to this woman.
Yes.
Who will accept that?
because you do it in a majlis. You do
Exactly.
that. You do it in a
And then
majlis.
you sign in front. Listen. What is
We're going off
nikah?
topic.
Witness? How many witnesses are there in nikah?
Alright.
How many witnesses and how many advocates are there in nikah?
Let me
Three
explain
people need to be present in nikah.
Okay.
I am from the same religion. I know that.
I'm not talking about religion
Yeah.
here.
No, you just said nikah
Mar-
is not a legal binding. It is
when
a legal binding.
You know what's legally binding? Make kabul. That's the part of
And then
binding.
what do you do after kabul? What?
It's a
You-
formality.
No.
The signing is not
You
formality.
get it signed that this person has agreed. That's
Okay.
what is.
What about people when they couldn't
By
sign
a
it?
registrar.
Yeah.
you put
Yeah,
an
by
X.
a-
No. It is done in front of two
Invalid.
witnesses and one advocate.
It is the
Yeah.
same, in any
And
then-
marriage.
No, just hold on a second. The reason that you do that, what happens when people do this writing is an English invention. Alright?
So the principle is that it is written down
No.
as evidence.
The
and
person
witness-
does not write it. It's already written. You just have to sign it.
X or
You just have to sign. See, I have done the nikah, so I know that how
Oh,
it
I'm sure
happens.
you
yeah?
do, but
But-
there's a principle behind it. Zaban is everything.
No, nikah is not on
You're
based on
losing me,
that.
guys.
If a girl is going, I said kabula, does she become a wife?
Yes?
No.
Oh no, talaq. What?
That is after marriage.
And you have to write down with talaq. Yeah, you don't write nothing down. It's all with the
I
word.
can marry
We're
a
going-
woman going on the road.
Listen.
Shazam,
We're doing
for
a-
purposes of progress, we understand that anyone can do it. It doesn't we're not comfortable because we
we're
don't
not
know the
fully
law.
aware of it.
Get someone
No,
to
get
sign
somebody.
it.
You're here today. At least explain it to Talib. This is what's happening.
Right.
You can read to him. You can translate it to him.
No, we don't need to trust.
Why?
Because he knows. Because you explained to him.
Already told
All right. So what? You know.
Get
See,
relatives.
If you're saying it is that easy, it just needs to be one witness and sign. Get one of your relatives and get it done.
Listen, like I said, once again, if
Why
I get.
we need to get involved?
Why do you
I'm
not
going
get
to
involved? Because you're the one that's saying that.
No, I'm not getting involved because I am for his mental health. That's it. I have nothing to
And
do
I've
with
asked for his
power
records.
attorney.
I've asked for his
I
records.
have nothing to do with power.
Yeah, I've asked for his records
But
and you're
you-
denying that.
No,
And
I'm
you-
not denying.
Yes.
The medical records.
Well-
The service.
Yeah.
And if the services are saying that they need that, get people
What-
to sign it
you know,
and then take it to
you
medical
know what-
things and say these are the valid
Let me
people.
explain something to you.
Yeah.
You know when you buy a house, you can go to a solicitor and they'll charge you money for conveyancing. Yes? Alright? Do you know the fact that you don't need a solicitor to register a house? You can do it all yourself. Alright? You can do everything yourself to say, but in order for me to register with the court protection, if I got a solicitor, they quoted me, guess how much they quoted me? They quoted me £1,000. £1,000 to get Talib registered with the Office of the Public Guardian, or my mum's case, or my sister's case. Because I've done it for my sister, I've done it for my mum. It costs £1,000 for them to fill in the paperwork, send it, register it. You know how much it cost me? Nothing. Right? It cost me nothing. Because my sister was on benefits, the £80 I didn't even have to pay. Alright? So it cost me nothing. Alright? A legally binding document that cost me nothing, and I have to go to a solicitor. Solicitors are in the business to make money.
That's fine.
Yes? So similarly, look, I'm trying to move forward.
Moving forward.
I'm trying to move
Get someone to sign it, send it to records, and then that will be sorted out.
ठीक है साइन करना ठीक है शादी मनन हम मनन तू साइन करना ठीक है मैं आपको करेंगे सर ठीक है अच्छा उठो ना सामने साइन करना ठीक है why are you going to make more
No, because you're making him sign in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're witnesses.
No, we're not witnesses. We're not witnesses. You're recording this conversation.
Yes, so
I am not witness to this signing.
Why do you have witness?
I'm not party.
Did you have permission?
No, but we've just explained that
You're refusing to be witnesses.
Yeah, I'm refusing to be witnesses.
I'm refusing. We're all refusing.
Even if we sit here, we're not signing, so it's
you
not valid.
don't need to sign anything. You don't need to.
Even if we're recording, I think it's clear that we're saying that
We're not witnesses.
We've not
We've
witnesses.
explained
We've explained
our
the process.
understanding of power of attorney.
Yeah, you have a misunderstanding.
Well,
Well,
that's
we
for
can
me
get-
to clarify.
You can get anyone else to sign.
A solicitor present.
Okay, alright. That's what you believe.
That's what I believe, and that's
See,
what I believe.
we have nothing to do with power attorney.
I know.
Yeah.
Papa,
Whatever you have to do, you can go and get it done by whoever you want to get it done.
Papa, ये तो सिखाने देते हैं ना. ठीक है.
We're going now.
You don't need to witness anything. I'm not going to sign anything.
No, we are finishing.
Why are you recording?
Talib,
Why are you recording? Why are you recording? Okay. You are recording us, right? So you clearly witness. Recorded it.
No, I have not recorded.
Why would you have the phone out for them?
It's my phone. I can use my
Yeah,
phone
but
anywhere.
But the next time you come here, you're not going to be bringing your phone in, okay? Look at this. The guy just recorded me. I'm not giving you permission to record me, am I? You're in my house.
I didn't record you.
Yes, you did. Of course. Let me see your phone then.
Why I will give you my phone?
Why did you take your phone
You
outside?
give me my phone?
What?
You give me your phone to
Well,
check?
you come into my house.
It's my personal thing. It's nothing to do with his case.
Why did you put your phone out then? Why did you put your phone out then?
we get messages on our phones. So
No,
you have to
don't give me lies. Don't give me lies. The guy was clearly recording us, okay? The next time you come to my house here, you're not going to be bringing your phones in, alright? You just witnessed my brother sign a document. That's a legally binding document.
That's what you
Yeah.
think.
That's what you think. Go get your legal advice. Go speak to a solicitor. Go speak to a solicitor. And remember, I'm going to be invoicing every week.